This is Static Revenger with Miss Palmer. You're listening to Release Radio with Reelax.
The number you have reached has been disconnected. The new number is...
The phone booth.
All right, here we go, in the phone booth. It's a great pleasure to welcome, for the first time, but it's always a good time, into the phone booth right here on Release. It is Static Revenger. Dennis, how are you, mate?
Ryan, I'm amazing. I'm so happy to hear from you. How's it going, brother?
Yeah, good. It is great to hear your voice. Almost ticking into the next year since we've talked, since you're out here in Australia. We had some good times, but we've got some more ahead of us. We are talking now...
Last time I was with you was after the In the Mix Awards, and nobody could find you for an entire day afterwards.
I don't know what you mean.
I do. You go hard, man. That was a great night, that award show. That was great.
And can I say you looked $1 million on the night too, my friend? It was.
Yeah, you're saying that because you picked the jacket I bought. You owe me $1,500. Actually,
well,
you know who owes me $1,500 is John Hanlon, my agent, who now is the EDM big shot over at Sony.
Yeah, right.
My agent, it was a formal event, and I had to buy a jacket, and then he showed up in sweatpants. True story.
That is a true story. And it's actually coming up again in a month or so we can maybe get some use out of that jacket again. We'll see how we go. Mate, it's always great to have you here on the show tonight. We are talking, you're a man that's no stranger to success and the electronic world. 7 Billboard number ones already under the belt. And it goes right back, I guess, your musical history, for those that don't know, all the way back to the Detroit days in Inner City, a classic seminal sort of outfit that you've been there before the EDM explosion, I guess I'm going with this.
Yes, sir.
And how are you finding it in this day and age with such a focus in America? You're based in LA, of course. You're seeing it go full glory over in Vegas, etc. I mean, from the start to the finish, how's your take on the American scene?
Well, from the perspective of a guy who was there sort of in the beginning, in the early days of it, for me, it's very satisfying because there were so many false starts for people in this culture. So the early 90s, you know, Madonna breaks with that track Vogue, which was a straight-up New York house track. And we felt back then, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to cross over. Nope, didn't happen. So then it's the late 90s with the Chemical Brothers and Fatboy Slim starting to blow up. It's going to happen. Nope, didn't happen. So this last round of, is this going to happen or not? And it has really happened. So it's been very, very satisfying to see.
Yeah, great stuff. And I said you've been in the thick of it with some massive hits. Of course, down here we know you with I Like That. Happy People was one for you too that crossed right across the globe. I think Fatboy Slim claiming that as an all-time great as well.
Fatboy Slim, bless his soul, called Happy People one of the top 10 songs of the decade.
Wow.
Yeah, and that guy is one of my heroes. So, yeah, when that happened, I was like, all right, I can retire. What else can I do?
Well, you haven't retired. You've still been doing lots. Last year we had...
I know, it turns out I can't do anything else, Ryan. So,
it's still in your blood and still coming out thick and fast. As I said, last year we had... with the amazing Dev on vocals, Turn the World On. And then now we've had Miss Palmer and yourself, of course, Miss Palmer from Afrojack, Steve Aoki fame, together with Bullet Train. And what is happening next for you?
So next, the Bullet Train release was exciting for me because I think Miss Palmer in particular came up with really one of the most beautiful vocals I've ever heard, and it was a real honor to be able to produce around that. And coming up next, there's two guys. There's a singer. He's one of my favorite singers in the world. This guy called Dan Livingston. He's an Australian guy. And I've been paying attention to him for literally maybe coming on years. And I think he had a number one in Australia last year. Anyway, I'm really blessed to be able to say that I'm on a new track with Jam Express and Dan Livingston that comes out on One Love, I think next month or something like that. So that's the next thing that I'm excited about.
Yeah, great stuff. So you've got your firm foot still back down here in Australia, which we like. We always like it when people keep an interest on the home shores with someone that's doing so many amazing things over there in Hollywood with all the lights and the hoo-ha that we know you surround yourselves in, Dennis.
Listen, Australian artists are becoming the center of the universe in terms of EDM around the world. And, you know, you may be aware of it or not, but, you know, the great thing about Australia is it's sort of still a rooted, grounded, down-to-earth batch of folks, because you've got your own thing going on, kind of far away from all the noise of the rest of the world. But the music coming out of there is the top tier of stuff that's happening. So I'm just really excited to be able to interact with you guys.
Yeah, mate, it's great to have you a part of that scene that's going on, and to have you on the show. It's always great to catch up, mate. We wish you well with, of course, the forthcoming release and everything else you're going to put your heart and soul into. And we hope to see you down this way soon. Any ideas?
Any ideas of when I might come down? I'm hoping to be there at the end of the year.
Okay, brilliant. Well, we'll make sure you stop back in for a catch up and a chat. But before you go, mate, we always like to ask, is there something we can play on the show for you?
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a track that features two of my favorite artists, and they happen to both be from Australia. So there's a track called Jumanji featuring Feral is Kinky. And this is a track by J Trick and Taco Cat, and it's the Uberjacked mix of that. J Trick, I think, is a Melbourne dude, and Uberjacked, I know, is from Adelaide. And I love the funk in that track. So let's bang that one out tonight.
Absolutely, great pick. Keeping it right on the home front right here. Both boys doing some great work. And here you go, as picked by the man Static Revenger on release.
For more, head to djrelax.com.